You better not throw the towel in.
Come on, man. You out of your mind.
Okay.
My son fought without no air. My son fought without no air against Cambosis.
You can't fight for your son. You can't fight for your son.
You gonna tell me, man? Come on.
You can't fight for your son.
I bet you gonna quit.
Yeah, okay, you gonna see.
All right?
It's cool. I mean, that's their opinion. Like, you know, they could say that. But I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that Teo has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
Just know, January 31st, me and Shakur is gonna put on dominating performances.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we are the best in boxing. Period. Skillfully, physically, any type you want, whatever you want to do, however you want to call it. I feel like we're the best in boxing. Me and Shakur. Period. And next week we're gonna show it.
Shakur Stevenson grew visibly heated during a tense exchange with Teofimo Sr. as both sides traded warnings. Teofimo Sr. remained firm, insisting that his son would dominate decisively on fight night, while Shakur fired back with intensity, showing he won't be intimidated and is fully ready for the challenge in the ring.
I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier, he said, Teo never lost to Southpaw. Well, I never lost to Orthodox. So it ain't no different, but
the difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Oh, so you gotta show it, baby.
I don't think y'all did either. I ain't see.
Not on my son.
I ain't see Lomachenko throw no punches.
You never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches for 6
rounds. You never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches.
Because we froze him.
Okay, you gonna see.
We gonna freeze you too.
You better not throw the towel in.
Come on, man. You out of your mind.
Okay.
My son fought without no air. My son fought without no air against Cambosis.
You can't fight for your son. You can't fight for your son.
You gonna tell me, man? Come on.
You can't fight for your son.
I bet you gonna quit.
Yeah, okay, you gonna see.
All right.
During a heated pre-fight exchange, Teofimo Sr. claims Shakur Stevenson is too small and insists his son's strength will overpower him on fight night. However, Shakur said he is ready to prove Lopez's father wrong on the 31st of January.
And what was he saying to you?
His dad said that he was gonna beat me. He said that I'm too little and all that kind of stuff. So I can't wait to show him.
And what were you saying back?
I was letting him know he can't. You can't fight for him. He the guy that got to fight. So when I see him, let's see what he do.
Teofimo Sr. is full of confidence, saying his son can beat anyone who steps into the ring. He believes Lopez is stronger and smarter than every opponent and will always control the fight. Teo Sr. insists his son has the skill and power to dominate from start to finish, leaving no doubt about who is in charge.
With my son, everything is mental, you know what I'm saying? So if he feels 100% healthy, you know, he doesn't even have to feel like 100%. But, I see him stronger. I see him mentally more focused, you know, with the 140 weight division. He's going to do great things, you know, and just expect, something great.
Shakur also observes Teofimo's behavior and calls him unstable and believes that his wild mindset makes him dangerous and harder to control.
I think something mentally wrong with him. I don't think he's like all the way there mentally. I think he's crazy.
Legit?
That's my opinion. Yeah, I think he's legit crazy. I think something really wrong with him, but that's what make him dangerous. I think them the guys is the most dangerous people, them delusional, crazy people who want to be the best and want their spot at greatness. So I gotta respect it, but I think something is definitely off with him.
Who were you talking to there off to the side? Was that his dad?
Yeah, I'm talking to his dad, yep.
Shakur Stevenson also reveals the reason behind moving up from lightweight to super lightweight and is ready to face Teofimo Lopez in his own weight class. He's determined to take on the challenge head-on and prove he can compete at the top level against a naturally bigger opponent.
I'm not moving up to 140-pound division just yet. I'm actually a 35-pounder, but I moved up for this fight because I know that why would I bring him down? I would have to come up to his weight if I want to fight him. So it only made sense.
Teofimo Sr. is excited for this matchup and is expecting an entertaining fight. He promises relentless pressure, saying they will never allow Shakur space, comfort, or rhythm inside the ring.
I told him, this is entertainment. This is the entertainment business, and we're here to entertain the crowd. And I think Shakur is going to bring it. So, I'm hoping it's going to be a great fight. I want everybody to come and see it. If you can't, you know, just watch it on TV.
You've had to come up with some good game plans over the years to beat some great fighters, Lomachenko, Taylor, among them. How difficult is this man, Shakur Stevenson, to prepare for?
Well, I see their weakness. That's what I do. You know, we broke the code with with Loma that nobody had ever done. You know, we didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that. You know, within like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor, and we're gonna do the same thing with Shakur.
Shakur Stevenson is approaching the Teofimo Lopez fight with a mentality centered on testing himself rather than protecting his position. He views Lopez as a legitimate high-level challenge, someone who can demand the best version of him inside the ring. For Stevenson, the fight represents more than visibility or hype. It is a deliberate step toward elite validation, a way to stretch his abilities, answer questions at the top tier, and demonstrate that he truly belonged among boxing's premier names.
What is it about him that you are going to exploit?
I think he the truth. He do a lot of things well. I think he flashy. I think it's just some basic stuff. Where I feel like he make mistakes, and I think I'm gonna capitalize off those mistakes.
But bro, what is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool. So it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and you fought a totally different way.
Keyshawn Davis speaks highly of training alongside Shakur Stevenson ahead of their big challenges. He calls the camp one of the most productive and enjoyable of his career, with friends, teammates, and family pushing each other every day. Sparring is intense but respectful, sharpening skills like iron sharpening iron. Davis says training with people he trusts removes pressure and replaces it with motivation and focus. The rounds are now tougher and more competitive than before, and feeling strong at his current weight helps his movement and power. With this preparation and support, Davis believes both he and Stevenson will perform at their best on fight night.
Hell yeah, bro. And also, DB3 was in training camp. Kelvin and Keon Davis, my brother. So, like, we all in there sparring, pushing each other. Like, this was, like, one of the funnest training camps I ever had. You know what I'm saying? So, shouts out to Shakur camp for sure.
How big of a difference does that make for you?
Training with them? Shit, the energy, bro, just be different. Like, I don't know, bro. Y'all know me, but I just come in the gym, be dancing and stuff. Like, I just be happy really to train because I'm training alongside family. People I've been with for over 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just different.
How is that going to translate now, you think, performance-wise, having that type of camping experience?
Well, I feel like I'm going to perform regardless under any type of circumstances, you know what I'm saying? The great ones perform, and that's just what I do. I'm great, and I'm going to show you how great I am.
What's the difference in the work in sparring when you guys were younger fighters as opposed to now at this level when you guys get to work?
Shit, it's a lot more serious, like, just a lot more serious, a lot more focused going into it.
Bruce Carrington is also excited for this fight and indicated that the bout might be more demanding than anticipated, siding with Shakur Stevenson due to the stylistic complications he presents for Teofimo Lopez. He referenced prior performances where Lopez appeared rattled and allowed frustration to influence his effectiveness, describing that as a liability in high-level competition. In Carrington's assessment, Stevenson's composure, ring command, and capacity to capitalize on those emotional lapses are the factors that tilt the matchup in his favor.
Not gonna make you pick a winner, right? Not gonna make you pick a winner, but if you were thinking about it and said, hey, for the people at home, who would you be leaning toward right now?
I'd definitely be leaning more towards Shakur Stevenson. And I have no problem with picking a winner. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I feel like the guy that has the most, the biggest chance, even if there's a weight differentiation, like I think the Shakur style is the big red flag for me when it comes to Teofimo, because he's gotten, like I mentioned other interviews as well, like he's gotten frustrated to a point where he said, oh, like, do I still got it? Like outwardly, it wasn't something that he could have kept in his head. It wasn't something that he said backstage. It was like he was in the ring still, and said it. So that's how bad it messed him up, you know. And to show that level of frustration is very concerning, especially on this level of boxing. So I think that that's the main thing that that really puts Shakur over the edge.
Carrington also referenced Teofimo Lopez's performance against Vasily Lomachenko as an example of how dangerous he can be at his best, emphasizing the alertness, timing, and responsiveness Lopez displayed throughout that contest. He implied that if Lopez reproduces that level of focus and urgency against Shakur Stevenson, the fight could unfold at a far higher tempo than some anticipate. Carrington further noted the uncertainty surrounding which version of Stevenson will appear on the night, suggesting that this variable adds another layer of intrigue and could ultimately shape how competitive and entertaining the bout becomes.
But when it came to Lomachenko, Teo, if you look at his eyes, every single round, he was like super alert, super reactive.
Right.
If he's like that with Shakur, it's gonna be a fun fight, very fun fight.
Definitely, man, and you wonder what version of Shakur you're gonna get, because the Shakur that we saw against Zepeda.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Shakur versus Teofimo Lopez, man. That could be fight of the year early, man. You know, there's so many variables when you talk about these two guys getting together.
Richardson Hitchens also gives his take on the upcoming Stevenson-Lopez matchup. He explains that the weight class is full of self-assured fighters who all see themselves as the top name, which leads to tough, competitive fights. Looking at Shakur versus Teofimo, he does not treat it as one-sided. He sees it as a close contest, leaning slightly toward Shakur, about 60-40. Hitchens highlights Shakur's defense and ring IQ, noting how difficult he is to hit clean and how that can frustrate opponents. At the same time, he stresses that Teofimo's athleticism, speed, and unpredictability make him a real threat who can disrupt the flow and force Shakur to adjust.
Teofimo's about to fight Shakur Stevenson. Who wins, and what does that fight look like?
I mean, everybody expect me to be like, Shakur's gonna win easily, right?
Well, that's what we think.
Yeah, but I think it's a good fight. I think it's honestly 60-40. I think, obviously favors Shakur. He's the more unbeatable guy because he's hard to hit him, period.
Yeah.
But Teo also has the abilities to not be that easy hittable. Like he's not just a guy you're sitting there to pick apart.
He's also athletic and defensive at times.
Yeah, so I think it's a 60-40 fight. I'm favoring Shakur. And I don't know how Shakur is gonna win the fight. I don't know if Shakur is with Shakur is all about the danger you could put in front of him.
Hitchens believes the deciding element is the level of danger in front of Shakur. When Shakur recognizes a legitimate threat, he tightens up, thinks more, and fights with greater caution and structure. If he does not feel that risk, he opens up and controls the action with confidence. In either case, Hitchens anticipates a tactical, high-level contest between two highly skilled fighters.
That's one thing I do know. If he feel like it's danger, and you got his mind thinking and working, you can taint him and make him keep off of you. If Teo can't make him think, if Teo don't got nothing that's like, yo, this motherfucker hurt me, Shakur's gonna have his way with him. So it's all about what Shakur feels in that ring that day.
So in other words, if he does sense some danger, if Shakur sense some danger, it'll be just a different type of fight, but he'll still win.
Right. It'll be more of a, I'm gonna get what I can get and I'm out of here.
Move.
Yeah.
What do you think about his performance against Zepeda?
He surprised me that day.
Yeah.
Because
but you see him do that in the gym. So why did he surprise you?
Because it's always different under lights. Yeah, it was different under lights. He was sending me sparring clips, of him in that camp. Like I was watching and I'm like, okay, like, all right. But I felt like Zepeda pressure just was different from them guys.
Meanwhile, Anthony Cuba is expecting the Stevenson versus Lopez fight to be a non-stop spectacle. He points out the contrast between Stevenson's precise, calculated style and Lopez's unpredictable, chaotic approach, noting that Lopez performs best when he can stay elusive and disrupt his opponent's rhythm. Ultimately, Cuba believes the outcome will hinge on heart and determination, as both champions are likely to give their all, delivering an intense and unforgettable clash inside the ring.
What about Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson?
That is a great fight, and I think the fans will win on that one 100% because two top-tier fighters like that, it's just gonna be fireworks the whole time. Shakur so sharp, and then Teofimo so random. He's really sharp, but he could be so elusive if he gets into it, and I feel like that's his best state, and I feel like that would be the best way for him to beat Shakur Stevenson. So I honestly think it depends on who wants it more, honestly, because that is two great champions going up against each other, and That's gonna be a great fight.
Antonio Tarver also shares his thoughts on this fight and feels the logical choice is Shakur Stevenson, pointing to his polished boxing ability and command of the ring as traits that often carried him to decision wins. He described Stevenson as a true technician, relying on precise footwork, sharp counters, and disciplined defense to break opponents down over the course of a fight. In Tarver's view, that approach made Shakur difficult to land on cleanly and even tougher to outpoint, which explained why so many fighters failed to match his rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, smart money would be on the boxer, Shakur Stevenson, winning the decision. But, if Lopez can make this fight, a lot tougher than expected, and he's going to have to exchange with Shakur. He's a fast fighter. We don't know who's the quickest or fastest here. You have to give the speed edge to Shakur. But if Lopez can punch with this fast guy, make him a little bit cautious and a little bit leery of what's coming back, that serves him well. But Teofimo is one of the best conditioned fighters out there. If this fight goes late, you can expect him to be pushing forward round 9, 10, and 11 if it goes late.
Yeah, a big question is always like what Teo is going to show up. And like when everyone's counted out Teo, it's actually been the times where he's like upset people, like against Lomachenko.
Tarver added that Teofimo Lopez's only realistic route to success was to avoid a technical battle at distance, because that scenario favored Stevenson's strengths. He explained that Lopez needed to turn the contest into a high-tempo, physical fight by applying forward pressure, letting his hands go in combinations, and forcing exchanges that could disrupt Shakur's timing and comfort. Tarver also pointed to Lopez's stamina and determination, suggesting that in the later rounds, he would continue pressing and taking chances. In his assessment, only an aggressive, risk-taking version of Teofimo had a genuine opportunity to overcome Shakur's skill set.
Fights to the level of his competition. And I've been thinking like, hey, if we get the best version of Teo, like the Teo that showed up for those fights, does that Teo beat the best Shakur?
It would have, I think that's the only chance he got, is to really be his ultra self, doing all the things that makes him Teofimo Lopez. The footwork could be a major advantage for him. Being able to get inside. A lot of times he fights free. He don't really have a style. He does what it takes. And he's a gutsy fighter. Real gutsy. He's not going to be leery to take chances. He's a gambler in there. You know what I'm saying? So he's a live underdog, I would say. A live underdog, but if he's to win this fight, I think he has to probably stop Shakur Stevenson. He's going to have to hit him with something.
Furthermore, Floyd Schofield gave a blunt assessment of the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez matchup, saying it was unlikely to be a one-sided fight because both men relied on defense and limiting clean shots. He felt that dynamic could produce a cautious, tactical contest where neither fighter separated himself clearly, potentially leading to a close decision that left fans unsatisfied. Schofield also looked at the business realities of boxing, noting the scale of money and international backing tied to the event. In his view, major financial stakes could influence how tight rounds were interpreted, often favoring the more secure or marketable side. Because of that, he believed Teofimo could not depend solely on pure boxing to win a decision against Shakur.
Like I said, it's in Saudi Arabia. Who brought New York?
It's in NYC.
Listen, I know that. Who brought the streets of New York, had the power to buy the streets of New York and throw a boxing fight? In the middle of Madison Square, in the middle of downtown New York. Who got that much power?
Your boy.
It's in Saudi Arabia because all they vibing off is the money. So he got it. It's in Saudi Arabia. You could call it Madison Square Garden all you want. So that means the judges is paid for on Saudi money, most likely, the commission money, whoever funded this whole goddamn thing. So, Teo need a knockout. Teo's not outboxing him, not even on the cards. So, he need a knockout to win because they're not going to let their big investment lose.
Floyd stresses that Teofimo Lopez cannot depend on edging rounds or leaving the fight in the judges' hands against Shakur Stevenson. With the venue and financial magnitude surrounding the event, he views a decision as uncertain territory. According to him, Teofimo needs to assert control from the outset by applying sustained pressure, manufacturing exchanges, and pushing Stevenson into uncomfortable phases of the fight. A cautious or reactive approach, he warned, would allow Shakur to dictate range and tempo across 12 rounds.
But it is what it is. I just hope Teo show up. I hope Teo show up because I'm rooting for Teo. Because I believe.
Show up.
Yeah, I hope he show up. I hope he don't mentally break when Shakur is boxing him. I hope he could stay focused to the middle of the rounds and he could catch Shakur. Because in the beginning, Shakur is learning and Shakur is going to make an adjustment, and you got to make an adjustment when he make that adjustment to knock him out. So I hope Tio catch that and don't stay basic against Shakur, because once he figure your style out, you're done if you can't make an adjustment. So
what's your reaction to Teofimo Lopez saying no sponsors for this fight?
I don't blame him. I ain't taking no snack. When anybody got snack, I ain't doing VADA with them. If they're a signed snack athlete, that's a conflict of interest.
That's a wrap for today's video. Who do you think comes out on top in this clash, Lopez or Stevenson? Share your predictions and thoughts in the comments below.